Hello again, my beautiful people, Jamaican youth in the building yet again. And in this video, we're talking about the recently dropped Nations League squad that was dropped by the Jamaica senior reggae boys coach, Heimer Hallgrimsson, in a press conference today. Yes, he had a press conference in Jamaica at the JFF headquarters announcing the 23-man squad to face the United States in the CONCACAF Nations League semi-final out there in Arlington, Texas. Yes, a match that I will be attending. I'm looking forward to attending that game. So we're going to kind of break it down and talk about some of the omissions of this Reggae Boys squad, some of the surprises, and some of the not so surprising things. Before we get into it though, I want to ask you to do the usual. I want to ask you to hit the like button, because you hitting the like button helps us send the video out to more eyes. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps to grow the channel, and we're trying to grow the channel here. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about the 23-man squad announced by coach Heimer Hallgrimsson to face the United States out there in Arlington, Texas for the CONCACAF Nations League. So I'm just going to get right into it. The squad reads Andre Blake, for goalkeepers, Andre Blake, Shaquan Davis, Jamali Waite. So Shaquan Davis, that goalkeeper from Mount Pleasant, coming in, getting a major call up to the Nations League. Then for defenders, we see Richard King, Damian Lowe, Deshaun Bernard, Michael Hector, Dexter Lembekisa, Tavon Gray, and Greg Lee. Interesting there, we don't see any Amari Bell. We know Amari Bell is injured. We don't see any Ethan Pinnock. Ethan Pinnock is also injured, so they are out. And so Richard King comes in and Michael Hector comes in. Two formidable players, I would think. I'm going to think Deshaun Bernard and Damon Lowe will be the starters. But Richard King and Michael Hector are decent replacements. And then we see Greg Lee, Tavon Gray, Dexter Lembekisa. We don't see any Javane Brown, which it looks like we're going to have only 3 wingbacks. Unless, I know Bobby Reed can be used as a wingback at times, so maybe he can play both roles. But we see Dexter Lembekisa, Tavon Gray, and Greg Lee. I'm assuming Lembekisa will start on the right-hand side and Greg Lee on the left, and maybe Gray can substitute in both instances. Not sure why we don't see any Javane Brown. For midfielders, we see Daniel Johnson, Joel Latibodiere, Bobby DeCordova-Reid, Karoy Anderson, Casey Palmer, and one Ronaldo Cephas. Yes, I'm very happy to see Ronaldo Cephas in this team, especially because we notice that we see no Leon Bailey. And I know the chatter has been all over social media about the omission of Leon Bailey. We're going to talk about that in a second. But we see Cephas. Glad to have Casey Palmer, Karoy Anderson, and Daniel Johnson. Joel Latibodiere kind of seemingly the only defensive midfielder in this squad. So I'm thinking that the coach is probably thinking in a more attack-minded way. So we'll see what happens. And then for the forwards, we see Corey Burke, Bailey Kadamartiri, Damari Gray, Shamar Nicholson, Mikel Antonio, Jamal Lowe, and Kaheem Dixon. Yes, the teenager from Clarendon College who is now playing for Arnett Gardens in the Jamaica Premier League and just got his international debut with the senior reggae boys that played in Trinidad recently and scored his first goal for the Reggae Boys. That's Kaheem Dixon. He is in the Nations League squad, and the truth be told, he has been playing well. He even scored for Arnett Gardens, I think, this past Sunday, the last game Arnett Gardens played. He scored for them. He's on good form. I think that was his second goal for Arnett Gardens. He had a stellar schoolboy football season, scoring, I think almost 40 goals or more. Is it 40 or 30 goals or more? Went into the JPL, scored on his debut in the JPL. Now he's on 2 goals already and has already scored for for the senior reggae boys that went over to Trinidad recently. So Kaheem Dixon, I was one of the persons, I would say, after the schoolboy football season, I never heard anything about Kaheem Dixon. And I was out there saying, hey, what's going on with Kaheem Dixon? Why is this guy who has done so well, nobody's talking about him? And then I kind of saw a little bit of buzz being generated behind him. He started playing for Arnett Gardens, scored, played for the senior team, impressed, and put in his first goal. So I'm glad to see him. Bailey Kadamartiri, another 18-year-old player, I think it is, teenage player. I don't know too much about him outside of the fact that I hear that he plays for Sheffield Wednesday. And, I'm going to be looking out for him, knowing that he's with the national team. I'm going to be looking to see what I can find on Bailey Kadamartiri. But I've been hearing his name being called around the YouTube streets recently, but I don't know too much about him. So I'm looking forward to finding out more about him. I know Omari Gray and Shamar Nicholson will be out for this game. Whatever the second game Jamaica plays, whether it is the final of the Nations League or the third and fourth place player for the Nation League, then we hope to see back Omari Gray and Shamar Nicholson, because both of those games are going to be important. Even if we lose to the United States, the game that we play after that is still going to be an important game, and one that we should go for the win, because that would mean that we can at least become third from the Nations League. Now, I would want us to win against the US, but it's going to be difficult because, as you can see, we have a depleted squad. There's no Leon Bailey, there is no Ethan Pinnock, there's no Amari Bell, and we know that Omari Gray and Shamar Nicholson are suspended. That is taking out of our squad 5 regular starters, and so that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for us, if it wasn't difficult to begin with. So let's talk about a little bit more about this. So the big news item on everybody's lips is the omission of Leon Bailey. And in listening to the press conference from Coach Heimer Hallgrimsson this afternoon, we hear him say that, Bailey and Trevante Stewart, they were both left out for disciplinary reasons. In other words, the team had a curfew, and they missed the curfew. I don't even think they slept at the hotel. At least I don't think Bailey slept at the hotel. And they came in the next morning, and the coach had a talk with the players about it. They subsequently apologized to the fraternity, the players and the staff and everything. But I guess the consequences were that they were left out of this squad. So I just want to talk about that a little bit before I move on to talk about some other things. So there's and there are 2 ways that you can look at it, because in a program I was listening to last night, I heard Craig Butler talking about the fact that, or kind of hinting at the fact that that Leon Bailey wanted a room for himself, essentially, and he asked for a room for himself. He never got it. And so he went out and got a room for himself at a different hotel and slept there. That's seemed like what has been hinting at. I know, don't quote me on that to say that is what Butler said, but it sounds like Bailey wanted a room that he could be in by himself, and that wasn't something the Federation was willing to do or could do or whatever it is. But he went out, found his own room, and that essentially led to him breaking the curfew rules. Now, the other aspect of it, the other way it is being seen, is that Bailey went out and partied the night before and come back in late, and it's something that he has been doing, he has been doing for a while now. I mean, I hear some people even mention, going back to Gold Cup, I think 2 Gold Cups ago when they were out there in Orlando, and he has been out, was spotted being out clubbing and partying while he was supposed to be with the team. So it's either that he has been carrying on this activity for a long time and now it has caught up with him, or it is that he wanted a different room by himself. Whatever it is, I mean, rules are rules. I think, everybody would agree that if the coaching staff lay down a rule and say, don't break the curfew, that you abide by the rule, and maybe going out and finding a room for yourself, without informing the fraternity or the coaching staff, or going against the coaching staff's wishes and getting a room for yourself. That wasn't really the right way to go about it. You know what I mean? And so if you get suspended for that, I mean, even though we are going to pay for it, because I mean, Bailey's in fine form right now. He just scored against Ajax today in the Europa Conference League for a 4-0 win for Aston Villa. So he had a good game today. And no, I think he has 11 goals in all competitions and 10 assists. So he's on the double-double, having an outstanding season, and probably in the best form of his life, especially considering that he's playing in England, which is a much tougher league than playing in Germany. So, we're going to definitely miss Leon Bailey because he is one of our most informed players. He's one of our most outstanding players, and we're not going to have him. One of our best attacking players. We're not going to have him against a team like the United States that's, the US is not going to be easy to beat. The US is going, it's going to take a lot out of us to beat the United States. And with not having him there, you could make the argument that Bailey kind of forced the hand of the coaching staff to do it, because I don't think the coach would have wanted to do this. But I mean, what are you going to do in a situation like that? If you don't punish Bailey for doing something like that, then it sends the wrong message to the rest of the players who are not, don't have the high profileness of a Leon Bailey. So, Leon Bailey, I mean, honestly, we love you and everything, and would have loved to see you in another game, but you can't do them things, especially if you're a leader for the team. People are looking up to you and expecting to follow your lead and follow your example. It's kind of like, if you think about it, Bailey, remember when you started at Aston Villa and you were posting up a lot of pictures on your Instagram, in a lot of, nice clothes and, private jets and all of that. And the Aston Villa fans were saying, look at him, like he's doing all of this, living this high lifestyle, but when he plays on the field, he doesn't play well. And you had to change that around. You had to stop putting up those pictures and focus more on playing, because that's why they're paying you to be there. It's kind of the same thing, Even if you're going out and partying, the fans don't want to see that, because when you come and play for Jamaica, as awesome as you're playing for Aston Villa, you don't tend to give this. You don't tend to play that same level when you are with Jamaica team, and that's one of the problems that Jamaica have with Bailey. So it's with Leon Bailey. So a lot of people might make the connection and say, well, is it that off the field activities are interfering with on field activities? Because we look at Bailey's games against those 2 Canada games, he had some good chances, got in some good positions, but he never put away a total of about 5 chances that he got in those games. And now you're left to ask the question, well, was his performance missing those 5 chances? Is there any correlation between that and the fact that you're breaking curfew? Because when you're breaking curfew, we just assume that you're out there partying. Whether it's true or not, that's the assumption that is being made. So Bailey, you have to watch them thing there. Moving forward, you have to take whatever you do, the things you say, the places you go, you have to take that more serious, because now You see, Jamaican fans have a lot of stake in how you play, and especially when you play for Jamaica, including also the way you play for Aston Villa. They're going to have something for say because you are the poster boy for Jamaica. You are the one that everybody feel proud of and say, boy, we love to get up and watch you in the English Premier League and say, yeah, I do it for it in a English Premier League. I want to we that. You see me? So when you come and it seems like, say, boy, you take Aston Villa more serious than you take Jamaica. Because some people say that. Some fans say that. Some fans say Bailey take Aston Villa more serious than him take Jamaica football for. Because I'm pretty sure if Unai Emery say, yo, don't come back to the team room or team hotel. Let's say I wanna go Amsterdam, go play Ajax. And Emery say, yo, don't come back to the hotel after 10 p.m. I don't think Yago stay out after 10. You gotta take that more serious. Because, say Aston Villa, them not gonna really put up with certain things. But it's like when you come at Jamaica now, it's like, okay, me are the star boy, so, maybe we can get away with doing it. We have to change out that. We definitely have to change out that because, like, you know what I mean? Like, we want to see the team win and we don't want it look like, say, you see me, the ball and not take our thing serious. It might take everybody else thing serious, but we. You know what I mean? We want our ball to take serious too. So I can't disagree with the coach. I mean, I'm pretty sure the coach had deliberated on it quite a bit before making that decision. But we're going to hurt for it because we would have loved to see Bailey in the team. Anyway, enough about that. Right now, we just have to look forward to what we have. We see Mikel Antonio playing today against, for West Ham in the Europa League. He's looking better. He's looking sharper. He's running. I think he could have almost had an assist today. So definitely that's a good sign. The Bailey Kadamateri, I want to see him a little bit more of him. It will be interesting, but he's going to be making his debut. So I don't know that we can put too much stock in him. Hopefully he's a Omari Gray where he just walks into the team and starts scoring because, we're going to need that. But, we can't really depend too much because he's making his debut. So if he doesn't perform well in this window, I don't know that we can just throw him away and say, boy, you know what I mean? So we have to watch that. Ronaldo Cephas, it will be interesting to see what the coach does because I'm glad to see Ronaldo Cephas in the team. It will be interesting to see if he plays him alongside Bobby Reid because when I look in the midfield, the only wingers that I see are Bobby Reid and Ronaldo Cephas. The others are midfielders. Casey Palmer, Karai Anderson, Daniel Johnson, and Joel Latibeaudiere. Now, I'm not saying that some of those players can't play, wing as well. Maybe they can be makeshift wingers. But I think the only natural wingers that I see are Bobby Di Cordova-Reid and Ronaldo Cephas. I'm guessing when we get to the second game, we will see Omari Gray. I guess Jamal Lowe as well could be a winger. He could play a wing as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if Hallgrimsson goes with Jamal Lowe as a starter or Ronaldo Cephas. Personally, Ronaldo Cephas, me would have want to see because his form has been good in Turkey. I mean, in the last few games, he has been coming off the bench. But leading up to like against I think mid-February or a little bit after mid-February, yeah, Cephas was starting. He was playing good. He was sprinting as usual. So we want to see that. And then I'm glad to see back Karai Anderson. I'm glad to see back Casey Palmer. I would start both of those over Daniel Johnson. Daniel Johnson has kind of fallen off at Stoke City a little bit. So I'm not sure if his playing time is going to be enough to play in over these two guys. Whereas Latimer Dare and Casey Palmer, they have been doing well at Coventry City. Coventry City is in the fight for promotion to the Premiership, so we would definitely love to see that. And the rest of the team kind of speaks for itself. I mean, I'm thinking the coach will go with Damien Lowe and Deshaun Bernard in the center of midfield or the center of defense, and then on the right-hand side, I'm expecting Dexter Lembekisa. On the left-hand side, I'm expecting a Greg Lee. And in goal, I'm expecting Andre Blake. So the team is depleted, you know. We are missing 5 starters, but, you know, I'm still about my side. I'm still about them for the good. And, you know, I hope they do well. Also, I noticed there is no Omari Hutchinson in this team, and you know there's a lot of different ways how people feel about Hutchinson. You know, we did hear the coach speak about Omari Hutchinson at the press conference, though. He said that he's still working on getting Omari Hutchinson into the squad. He has been in contact with the family, and you know Hutchinson is still asking for more time to before he comes back into the national team and all of that. He says he wants to stay at Ipswich and focus on getting to the Premiership. Now, the only thing about that I am wondering with when it comes down to Hutchinson is it that Omari Hutchinson is still harboring thoughts of playing for England, or is it that he is committed to Jamaica but just not at this time? He wants to get his career to a high level. He wants to focus on at least playing in the Premiership, and then hopefully when he has gotten to a point where he's comfortable with that, then he'll come back and play for Jamaica. Because if it is that he's just kind of keeping Jamaica on the side, and this is purely going off what the coach said, I'm saying, but if it is that he's just kind of, you know, as we would have said in Jamaica, I'm just give the coach a pill for kind of keep him, you know, saying, yo, yeah, I'm good still in, I'm gonna come still in, but like not right now. But at the same time, because he's young and Ipswich have a chance to get to the Premiership, and can possibly get into the Premiership, you know, have good performances, and then possibly get called for England, while leaving Jamaica, praying and hoping same can play for it. You know, I don't know if I that him, but like, you know what I mean, if that's the case, you know, do we just look in other directions while still do pretty much what I do to we? Like him keep we on the back burner, we keep him on the back burner and looking at other direction to people who wants to be committed to us. You know, because it's a little bit frustrating. Because for me, I talk for myself. Because, you know what I mean, a player like him would really help us right now in a midfield or on the wing. But he's deciding not to come and play. And, you know, you kind of wonder why that would have been. Because personally right now, I'm pretty sure if England did for call him, it wouldn't tell England, say, for hold on, I want to deal with my career first. I want to get to the Premiership and then we'll come back. If England was for call Omari Hutchinson today, I don't think he would have said that to England. But him does feel like him can say that to Jamaica. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Maybe me, I read too much into it. But I just saw me feel like, if, you know what I mean, I see what's holding him back to come and play for Jamaica, unless he's still harboring thoughts of playing for England. You know what I mean? But in any event, he's not in the squad. But it would have been nice if he could have come and played for us. He's choosing not to. But yeah, that's the squad. I mean, Kahim Dixon, I don't really expect to see him play. Or unless, you know, maybe, you know, if it's a game that is just done and dusted, whether we are up far enough so that we can, you know, give him a run, or we definitely are going to lose the game so we can give him a run. I don't know, but maybe that's not their purpose of bringing him in the team. The purpose of me bringing in Kahim Dixon is to say, you have performed well. We want to keep your confidence high, so we're going to take you to the Nations League with us so that you can be around these professionals and you can see a different level, so that that can probably motivate and inspire you to move your career to a higher level and then come back on the back end, come and help us. Because I think Kaim Dixon is going to be a one for the future because he's a goal scorer. You know, as the coach say, he has goals written all over him. He's gonna score. So yeah, we'll love to see that. So anyway, still, I'm not gonna really keep it much longer because I don't like to make these videos too long. But you know, yeah, that's the Nations League squad. Some things I observed in the press conference today is, for one, there was no John Wall in the press conference. I wonder why. I know he was just relieved or recalled from the under-20 coaching position. So I don't know why he wasn't there. Because if he was recalled from the under-20 position so that he could focus more on the Reggae Boys as the assistant coach because he's the first team assistant, then why the hell he wasn't there? I don't understand that. Something is not adding up. But anyway, you know, the whole idea that you can replace John Wall with Jerome Waite so that you know, John Wall can focus more on the under-20s, then isn't Jerome Waite him not Tivoli Gardens for focus panto? You know what I mean? So isn't it the same thing? Under-20 head coach, senior team assistant. But no, you hire somebody who is a head coach for Tivoli and a head coach for the under-20. It doesn't make any sense. It means that the explanation that you're giving for John Wall is not adding up because he wasn't at the senior team Reggae Boys press conference. If that is what he's supposed to focus on, if you remove him from under-20 so that he can focus on the senior Reggae Boys, why wasn't he there? I don't get it. So that's one thing that I noticed. And second thing that I noticed about the press conference today is, JFF, you have a YouTube channel. You can't put the press conference on your YouTube channel. You don't have a camera as yet to put it on your YouTube channel. Why is it that another YouTuber or the press officer has to put it on his YouTube channel? Why is it not on JFF Live and you stream it live? Why not stream it live? I don't understand. Put it on your platform. You have it. That's what it's there for. So anyway, no one to really get into that, but those are two things I also noticed about everything today, the proceedings today, but it is what it is. All right, I'm going to leave it there, everyone. On your way out, please hit the like button as it helps to send the video out to more eyes. And if you haven't subscribed, if you are new, please hit the subscribe button because it helps to send the video out to more eyes and it helps the channel to grow. So thank you, everyone. Walk good. Take care of yourself. Until next time, I'm out.